All right, this is something a little different for my channel. I'm going to do a TV repair. Now, I'm an idiot. I don't know what I'm doing. I've never done this before. This video is not for instructional purposes. This is just for entertainment. So if I fix this thing, it works. So what the problem is I've got no picture. I've got a sound. So I did a little research into it. And it's likely the LEDs that are back inside of this TV that are not working. So my plan is to take this TV apart and have some video showing step by step what I'm doing. Maybe isolate the LED that's not good or the string of LEDs that's not good. They're all in series, so if one LED goes out, the whole string goes out. So I was watching the TV, there was a nice picture, nice sound, and all of a sudden there was no picture, but I had sound. But I did notice when I shined the flashlight into the screen that there was some backlighting going on. So the typical problem with this TV, it's an LG 55-inch TV. I'll give you the model number afterwards. And it typically has this particular problem. LED, one of them or two of them burns out and causes this to not show a picture. So follow along as I take this thing apart. It's my first time. Like I said, this is not instructional. This is for entertainment purposes only. And if I fixed it, I just saved myself a few $100s buying a new TV. And if I didn't fix it, I'm going shopping at Costco today. All right, stick with me while I do this. All right, so this particular TV is an LG 55 UJ6200, and it was built in October 2017, made in China. So when I bought this TV back in around Christmas time of 2017, so I've had the TV now for what, 6 years, and the picture crapped out. So what I'm going to start with is taking off the legs. There's 4 Phillips head screws on each corner, and then there's other Phillips screws here. Now we can access the back right there, and there's some other ones buried in there. You can see that. So I can access the back panel, and then I could take it from there and take that part off. So follow along. All right, you make sure you remove all the screws. There's one here, there's one screw here, but all the rest of them are fairly recessed. There's a whole bunch around the edges, all recessed. There's smaller screws, and then there's the bigger screws that were through there. Once you take the back panel off, you expose the boards, and these are the boards that are in there. And the key here is now to take apart some of the ribbons and cables so I can remove the front screen and start taking it apart. So I'll be disconnecting the speakers. There's some modules here for wireless. These connectors here for the front board. And there's I got tape over it that I could remove. Another connector here, and there's some wires here I've got to disconnect. My advice is take pictures, and that way if you forget what you disconnected and where you disconnected it from, you have a reference point. That way, if you're doing this like me for the first time, you're not going to be just pulling wires all over the place and not know what the heck you're doing. So I'm going to take some photos, and I'll start disconnecting it, and then I'll go to the next phase of disassembly. All right, so I've got the black plastic removed. I've got the speakers removed with the wiring harness for that. I'm not sure about the black plastic, if I have to go back again or not, but I'm probably going to try to piece it back together. This is very important when you remove these ribbon cables. You can't use any tools on that. Basically, I just pried up on the plastic here with my fingernails to loosen it off. See, like that, and pull the cables out. This is very important. I notice other videos online doesn't show that, so there you go. You just pry up with the black plastic piece there. That's like that. You pry it with your fingernails forward and pull the ribbon cables out carefully so you don't damage them. I've got everything removed from the back of the TV that I want to do. I'm going to be flipping it over and taking off the black plastic bezel. And there's some screws here. I don't know if you can see that. There's some screws here I've got to remove to take that off. And then I'll be able to remove the black plastic bezel. I'm going to loosen these off from the clamps over here, the little plastic clips. I can flip them over in the black plastic screen and tape it to the screen, and you'll see that in the next part. Well, removing the bezel didn't go as planned. Most videos don't talk about this. There's some kind of a wire. I don't know what it is. Ground strap? I don't know. It goes along the edge, and it's pretty tough to move these little clips, and I'll show you in a second here what happened. A few of them broke. So as you can see, I've got some broken ones. I've got a total of 6 that snapped off. I'm trying to remove this bezel, which I don't understand why, but it did. I did pry it carefully, but I guess plastic is fragile, so I got to re-glue those. Although there's enough clips that'll keep everything in place. But the thing that really puzzles me the most is there was this ribbon. Not really sure what that's supposed to do, but it's stuck all the way around. And so I'll be re-gluing the clips that I busted off. And a couple of spots here. But there's still a lot of clips on there, so I don't think it's going to be a big problem putting this back on, but I'm just going to glue them back on anyways. And then next up is removal of the screen. Alright, there's a couple little screws in this metal piece, which I've removed. And that comes off like this. Like that. And next I'll be flipping the boards up and taping it to the screen and removing the black screen. Alright, to remove the screen I got some suction cups, and that makes it a lot easier to pull the screen off. So I'm just going to pull the screen off and put it someplace on a carpet or something so it doesn't get damaged. It's very important you don't damage the black screen. Use suction cups. And there's another little plastic bezel you have to remove so you can access the screens. So that comes off like that. Alright. And then I'll be taping the screens together and pulling them off next. For the reflective screens, I guess. Next, I tape the screens together and they just come off like that. And I'll put that on the other side with the black screen. So I keep them in order, gotta tape them together. Next up, I'll be removing these little standoffs. These screwed into place that holds these screens off the reflective layer. Then I'll peel the reflective layer off and I'll be able to get to the LED strips behind that in a moment. And then I just peel off the reflective layer very carefully to get at the LEDs back there. So I'll be removing that and I'll show you what's behind that. These are the LEDs that are behind there, and I'm going to try to determine if I can figure out which one is burnt out. But if not, I've got new ones I've ordered to replace these strips with. And they're stuck down with two-way tape as far as I know. So I'll have to be careful of the orientation, how they go in, where the negatives and positives are, how they're wired up, and how they're stuck down. So I'll be doing that next. So I'm going to try to isolate which LED strip or bulb is not good. I think it's just the one bulb, and I'm going to use my multimeter to do that. And this is just a standard multimeter, and I set it up in that position there, and that'll give me to check the continuity over the LED lights. So I'll do that in a second, and you can see they'll light up ever so slightly, a good bulb, and a burnt bulb obviously will not. And we'll see what they look like in a moment. Well, I tested all the LED strips. I made my own little LED tester. I had two 9-volt batteries together and wired them up, and every single strip lit up. There was no burnt out LEDs. So this is a disassembly for no reason, because the LEDs all seem to work back here. It's something else that's wrong with this TV. I'll keep digging. While I put the TV together, I cleaned up some ribbon cords in the back. The backlights obviously worked. I didn't have to change those out. And now my 55-inch TV is functional. And I thought it was the backlights, the LEDs, but it's not. Everything works. Okay, don't take this video as instruction. Take it as entertainment. Only perform this stuff at your own risk. I'm not a TV repairman, but I seem to fix this one. It's a good thing, so I can swap it out for the one that I got there now. But yeah, it seems to work, so all is good. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe as usual, and I'll get back to my usual content soon. Until then, I'll see you.